Hey, Gary.
Thanks, man.
What's going on?
A little starter problem. Used to be a little starter problem. Now we got a new starter.
All right.
We're just gonna tighten up a bolt here. At least I was going to. Trying to figure out how to get to it. What are you up to today?
I just thought I'd come out and check on the Stinson, see what's going on with that.
The beast.
Yeah.
Well,
when you're ready, we can go over and take a look. But you know, take your time.
Well, I think I'm at an impasse right there. I got to get a socket to put on that. So I'll come back to it. So, have you? I guess you know we pulled the engine off of it. You already knew about that part.
Wow, look at that.
We wanted to get a better look at the rudder pedals.
There you go.
We had a leak in the oil tank. You know, after we ran it, it was leaking worse than what we'd expect a normal airplane to leak. And what we found was a crack right here. And I don't know if I can make it move enough for you to see it, but that right along the edge of the weld was cracked right there, and it was about one drop every 30 seconds. And the interesting thing is this thing mounts on the firewall like that, and it's actually pinned to the firewall by the engine and the engine mount. It goes in here like this. You can see you cannot get the tank out without pulling the engine off the airplane. So, in order to fix this thing, we ended up pulling the engine. Well, the fun part is, while we were pulling the engine, I'll show you. This little guy dropped out. That is part of what goes right here. In fact, you'll see it in a second. It goes right there like that. And the other end of it goes over here like that. What we have is a broken engine mount attach point, I guess, if you wanted to use all the right terminology. And you can see they're supposed to look like this. Bad news is, while we're pulling the firewall off, trying to get to where we can weld in here, we found that one is cracked and that one up there is cracked as well. So we got the firewall off. We'll pull this floorboard has to come out so that we can weld in here. We'll do a lot of what do you call fire suppression kinds of stuff with wet rags and things in here. And believe it or not, the only way I've been able to get to this thing is with a hacksaw blade like this. We're going to excise. This is the way I've been working it. You can guess how long I've been doing this. You can see I've already completed this one here and most of this one. And then we'll cut around here and we'll cut around here. We'll pull out this part that's broken off and we'll make a new one of these and put it back in.
So how long have you been doing that?
About 2.5 years. No. It only feels that way. You know, I think I probably have about 8 hours of this.
Oh, goodness. Almost like a jailbreak.
Almost like a jailbreak, yeah. And I've got a little magnet in here soaking up the stuff. So just to help me keep from cleaning up. But once we get that out, we'll make a new one of those. We're probably going to put more robust gusseting on these things because the gusseting is what's actually breaking. On this one, the gusset broke loose. You can see where the weld here broke loose from this tab. In fact, if you get to looking at this thing real close, you can see that was broken for a long time. And then once the gusset broke loose, it gave the whole thing flexibility enough to move, and it fatigued off is what it did. So we'll do something a little more robust and maybe add gussets on this side. And then it'll be ready to go back together. At the same time, we're putting red line brakes on the thing. I bought wheels and brakes for this one. And there's no clear indication of exactly how you're supposed to mount the master cylinders in there. And we've been looking at how they're done on some others, and it looks like the master cylinder actually does go down in here, and these bell cranks actuate the brakes themselves. We'll have to do some investigating in there, but that's the next project after these guys. And now's a good time. If you look in here, you can see that's a radio. It's an antique thing. So it's actually an old VOR, and the comm section of that radio doesn't have enough frequencies to comply with today's requirements, and so we're going to replace the nav comm with probably a Garmin comm and a transponder and intercom, and you know that'll make it a semi-modern airplane, but we don't want to overdo it, so it's not going to have moving map GPS or anything like that. It's going to be a VFR handheld navigation kind of airplane. So, you know, somebody asked me the other day, which is my favorite airplane in the whole place, and this is it right now. I'm ready to fly it. Unfortunately, it's not flyable. You want to see my wheels and brakes?
Sure.
I got a box. This is what the old wheels look like. They're actually magnesium, and if you're not used to looking at metal, you may not recognize the fact that the corrosion is really, really bad. This is an old set of wheels that came off of the Pepsi Airplane, and you can see in here, this is where the wheel bearings would go, and the corrosion is so bad in here that this wheel's not usable. And the replacement wheel looks like this.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Now, the bad news is it doesn't look like original equipment. The good news is it's covered by big old wheel fairing, so you don't see it. But the old Goodyear brakes are replaced with modern disc brakes like that. And this is a caliper that goes on here, and it'll be well, I can't put it on there because of the way the thing is, but you can see how that goes in there, and that caliper will grip the disc here to provide stopping power.
So this is not the only Stinson in your hangar, I take it?
Yeah, actually. You know, the last time you were here, we looked at these were laying on the floor, and we looked at the structure of this wing. If you look up here, you see two more wings just like this, and that's for the Pepsi Airplane, which is my long-term project. If you want to come in here, you can actually see the Pepsi Airplane. You can see it's not anywhere close to being the same shape as the Beast is in. But this airplane, I found this airplane hanging from the rafters of a barn in California. It had been there since 1952. So it's been hanging in a barn for what, 60 years or so. And we hauled it home in a truck, and yeah, someday we'll actually have to take everything off and have it sandblasted or bead blasted, and then reprime all the steel. All this green stuff is steel, welded steel, and then we'll put the wood back on, and this is control stuff in here. That's all cast aluminum stuff, and that'll all get overhauled and put back in, and then we'll start reassembling the airplane. But this is a long project. This is what I call a restoration project, whereas the Beast is more of a repair project. This one will fly a long time before the other one does. We're hoping to get there, and we're hoping to get to Oshkosh in this one. But that means that I'll have to have it in the air by the 1st of July. I want to fly it a few hours before we commit to going anywhere very far.
Okay, Gary. Listen, I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. Any old time. Come by, and as we get stuff done, I'll keep you posted. And what we'll do is, if you want to, you come by and we'll just do periodic updates. And then, of course, when we get ready to fly it, I'll have to have you out here for the big event, I guess you'd call it.
And I want to be your first customer, so let's plan on that.
You want to be the first ride, huh?
Yeah, yeah. All right, Gary, thank you.
All righty, anytime.